Hey there, this is Amanda with the Hook'em Homestead, and I am doing our binder switchover for my student binders. And so I thought I would just bring you in and show you what's in our binders, how I do the switchover, and all that. So let's dive in. Okay, so I have a nature study guide here that I got off of the Ambleside online Facebook group that I just thought was really nice. You know, I wonder, it reminds me of Sketch It, add some numbers, things to think about when we are out in nature, right? And so we had printed this off, and I keep this in here with their calendar of firsts, and then that all just goes in these pockets. And this is in here so they always have it, but that they can grab it when they need to do their nature journaling. Then we have in here the Lord's Prayer and Pledge of Allegiance. And we had some challenge work in here from the Charlotte Mason Simple Languages. And I'll take that out. And she had poems in here too that we took out. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid the QR codes. A song. And then we had our folk songs from last term. And our poem that we did last term. And so obviously I'm just pulling all of this out and I'm going to replace it. Now, the one thing is we were supposed to have our next stuff of simple languages ready to go, and it is not ready. So I leave this in here, my All About Me for, this is from Gentle Classical Primer. And so we enjoy doing these sheets for calendar type stuff. And so it's just something that she can do if she is on like a break, quote unquote. Anyways, so then I have our bunch of blanks. And then we have our artist die. I'm actually going to remove these blanks this time. Replace our artist prints. And yes, I put all 6 of, actually it's 8 this time, 8 of our artist prints. We only do 6, but I'm going to put 8 in here this time for them to look at the different pictures and stuff. But we put the 8 different pictures in here all at once because otherwise I have to keep getting them out and I'm bad about it. So then I can come over here and grab my student binder stuff. And all I do is open it up. And I've got picture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're back to the first one. So these are going to go in her binder. And then these will go in my son's binder if he decides to join us. And then I have here their timetable. So that's our timetable for this year. This is mine for my teacher binder, so it shows me where I need to be versus what my students are doing, when I'm needed, where I'm needed. All the dark blues, where I'm needed. And these are usually joint lessons, except for where like my daughter may split off to do a little bit of math by herself or whatever. So because then I'll be working on writing with my other daughter and things like that. So anyways, this is something else that I stuck in here today. Okay, here we go. So here's our folk song for this term and the folk song for the brother. And one of our hymns for the term and a hymn for the brother. Thank you. Real mother life, right? Hymn. Second hymn for our term. Leave it. And our Christmas hymn that we're supposed to do one of in the fall term. Okay. So then I have on here all of our student recitations, but these are hers for this term. So I've got one recitation of the New Testament that we're in, and then her poem, and her psalm, and I need to print apparently her Old Testament recitation. So I need to make a note of that, but everything else is set to go and now needs to get put in here. Okay, now that this is done, you can see here we'll have this. I still also need to print out a afternoon occupations list for her. But here's her Lord's Prayer, Pledge of Allegiance. They don't actually use it, but it's nice to have in here. Buffalo Gals, those are our folk songs and our hymns that we're doing this year, and our Christmas one. And then New Testament, her Old Testament will go here. Here's her psalm, poem for the year, just a list of the 50 states, some fun things out of primer. And then we have here is, and these letter sheets, we actually, I don't use these. I should remove that because she is not going to be doing that. Anyways, and then we have our artist pictures for this term. And then once we're done and we get all of our new Spanish stuff for term 2, then I will come in and replace all of this stuff with that so that they have that ready to go. Anyways, so that is my students binder. And then if I ever find anything else that I think, oh, you know what would be really helpful for them to have is blank, then I put that in. I'll put that in here too. And then I have all those extra pages. So anyways, that is our student binders. And I've got one for each kid. They're just like 1.5 inches, I think, binders, maybe inch, that we set up and they all know where they are and grab them together and then we're set to go.